Many men die at age 40, yet they're not buried until age 80. That saying goes so well with there's no growth in the comfort zone, because I think we are wired as human beings to grow. I don't think we are meant to live a mediocre existence that you just do the same thing day in, day out, year in, year out. And all of a sudden you wake up at 65 and you get this magical age that the government says you can now retire and receive some passive income. I don't think we're wired to do that. I think we're wired to create. I think we're wired to inspire, to grow, to be there for one another as other people are going through tough times, good times, scary times, whatever, right? I think we've lost sort of this tribal lifestyle that for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, humans existed within tribes. And we've lost that. Yet I think today there's like this big resurgence of getting in the right rooms with the right people that allow you to be in this tribe of people who are pushing and growing. And this has probably always been there, right? At least I've just discovered it over the last 5 years. And it's interesting thinking about that tribal aspect because, if you're really comfortable in whatever area of your life you choose to fill in the blank, you get around other people who are comfortable, and then there's that one person who's not comfortable because they're growing. I think an interesting thing happens where the people who are comfortable then don't like being around that person that makes them feel uncomfortable. It could be for a variety of reasons, but probably because at some level, consciously or unconsciously, they know they're not playing full out, right?
Welcome to another episode of The Financially Free Investor, where you will learn information and strategies on how to become financially independent by investing in real estate, something that is not taught openly in our society today. Financial freedom matters so you can live a bigger life, retire early, and do what matters most to you. Get ready to hear tried and true methods to becoming financially free with your host, Jordy Clark.
Hey everyone, welcome into another episode of the Financially Free Investor podcast. So, I hope everyone had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball. It's been an absolutely crazy month. But here we go. I wanted to knock a few podcasts out. So, you're going to get a solo episode today, and then I've got a few phenomenal guests lined up. So today, I wanted to just kind of dive in and speak about two things. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to name this podcast episode yet. I'm sure I'll come up with something catchy, but the first part of this episode is, it comes from a saying, and it's from one of my mentors, Leland Bruce. He used to say it, and I'm sure he, stole it from somebody else, who stole it from somebody else, who stole it from somebody else, and here I am rambling for you on the Financially Free Investor podcast. So the fact is, so this is what he said, and then I'll get to the other thought, but there is no growth in the comfort zone. And in the same vein, there is no comfort in the growth zone. So as I record this, it's the end of November. A couple of days, it'll be the beginning of December 2020. And I find myself reflecting for a couple of reasons. Am I in the comfort zone or am I in the growth zone? And you can take this in a few different, any aspect of your life. You can be in the comfort zone in your relationship with your spouse, and there's no growth there. Or you can choose to be in the growth zone, and there might not be a lot of comfort there. You might be having conversations that are uncomfortable as you grow together, as you grow as a person. And so ultimately, as I've been kind of reflecting this, there's another quote, if you will, and maybe I'll do a podcast episode on that. But
hey everyone, just a quick minute. This episode is brought to you by our show sponsor, EVA Solutions. EVA Solutions is a virtual staffing company that provides a hassle-free experience when it comes to finding the right virtual assistant. From sourcing, interviewing, qualifying, onboarding, to monitoring your VA, they have it all covered. They understand that your business is unique, and so are your virtual assistant needs. That's why they offer high-quality virtual assistants that are customized to fit your specific requirements and needs. They have a team of experienced and professional virtual assistants who are experts in a variety of skills in different industries, including customer service, administrative support, data entry, property management, social media management, and the list goes on. If you sign up using the link, you'll get a $200 off for full-time VA service for the first 6 months. So go to show notes, click on the link, and EVA Solutions has your back. If you're looking for a VA, if you're looking for an assistant, they will knock it out of the park for you because they do it for me and my businesses.
This quote that I've been thinking about a lot lately, I think resonates with, there's no growth in the comfort zone and no comfort in the growth zone. And that quote is, many men die at age 40, yet they're not buried until age 80. That saying goes so well with there's no growth in the comfort zone, because I think we are wired as human beings to grow. I don't think we are meant to live a mediocre existence that you just do the same thing day in, day out, year in, year out, and all of a sudden you wake up at 65 and you get this magical age that the government says you can now retire and receive some passive income. I don't think we're wired to do that. I think we're wired to create. I think we're wired to inspire, to grow, to be there for one another as other people are going through tough times, good times, scary times, whatever, right? I think we've lost sort of this tribal lifestyle that for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, humans existed within tribes. And we've lost that. Yet I think today there's like this big resurgence of getting in the right rooms with the right people that allow you to be in this tribe of people who are pushing and growing. And this has probably always been there, right? At least I've just discovered it over the last 5 years. And it's interesting thinking about that tribal aspect because, if you're really comfortable in whatever area of your life you choose to fill in the blank, you get around other people who are comfortable, and then there's that one person who's not comfortable because they're growing. I think an interesting thing happens where the people who are comfortable then don't like being around that person that makes them feel uncomfortable. It could be for a variety of reasons, but probably because at some level, consciously or unconsciously, they know they're not playing full out, right? So just this thought of how can you get uncomfortable in a good way, right? Like not uncomfortable in a bad way, but uncomfortable in the sense that you're growing, that you're becoming a better person, that you're evolving, that you're able to help more people with whatever you're trying to help them with. And as you grow, kind of turn into this new version of yourself, I hope that you're challenging yourself and putting yourself in different rooms and around different people and a lot of the times it just requires a different level of commitment, whether that be with time, with finances, with, whatever. It's just a different level of commitment. But like, if you're getting comfortable, you should probably figure out a way to grow. If you're getting comfortable in your marriage, you should probably figure out a way to grow. If you're comfortable with your finances, you should probably figure out a way to grow. If you're comfortable with your fitness level, well, you should probably figure out a way to grow. I experienced something very similar, at least with my fitness level a few weeks ago, where I thought I was in good shape until I got in the mountains and started, trying to chase some elk around, and they're just these beautiful, majestic creatures that, like, they can get through woods faster and more quietly than I ever thought was possible, right? And I'm back there huffing and puffing, wondering, am I really as fit as I think I am? And so the cool thing is, right, then I'm inspired and I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I, optimize even further my health, my fitness, and what goals can be around that? What do I need to do? Who do I need to become this more fit version of myself? And, it's just a silly example, but think about this week, and hopefully you're listening to this, end of November, beginning of December. If you're finding this later on, then great. Whatever week you're listening to this in, I just want you to take a moment and look at a few areas in your life that matter to you. Where are you at in your relationship with your spouse? Where are you at in relationship to your creator, your spiritual? Where are you at in relation to your finances? Where are you at in relation to, your passive income, your horizontal income, reoccurring revenue, whatever you want to call it? Where are you at with your kids? How are you showing up for them? What are you doing? And are you comfortable in all of these different areas of your life? How's your fitness? Could you run a marathon? Could you run an ultra marathon? Could you run a 200-mile race? Could you climb 4,000 vertical feet in 30 minutes if you had to? Just all of these questions. And how can you grow? Because what I certainly don't want for myself, and if you're listening to this, so I'm going to make the assumption that you probably don't want it for yourself either. But how do you become one of those people who dies at 105 and is buried at 105? Not who dies at 40 and is buried at 80. So, the couple of things that were just bouncing around in my head that I thought I should probably get out there, broadcast into the world. And, if this really resonated with you, especially, obviously with finances, like that's what we talk about here at the Financially Free Investor. But my wife and I, I've shared it a couple of times before. We're next year, 2023, we're launching our Next Level Couples Mastermind. And so if you're interested in taking your relationship with your spouse to the next level and getting uncomfortable in a good way so that you can grow together, right? Because a lot of times we have these masterminds and, or whatnot, you've got something going on, your spouse has something else going on, and, you barely get to connect at date night to, talk about how the week is going, but you never really go deeper. That's our goal. That's why we joined a couple mastermind, so that we could grow deeper together, so we could improve the roots of our marriage, so we could improve our communication, so we could have a good time with other high-performing couples. So if that's something that resonates with you, please text the word couples to be added to our wait list to me at 435-291-8670. Again, text the word couples to 435-291-8670. And we'll get you added to the wait list. We're going to open up applications next week. So getting you on the wait list gets you an application next week as we release them, and we're only going to have 5 slots available. One of the 5 is already taken. It's already spoken for. So we only have 4 spots left to join our 2023 Next Level Couples Mastermind. So with that being said, maybe keep that in mind. Where are you comfortable that you should be growing? And where are you growing that you're not comfortable that you can help other people grow? Because no man is an island. With that being said, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Financially Free Investor podcast. Stay tuned. I realize I've been, a bit sporadic lately. We got a lot of big things in the work though, so we're just trying to figure out how to, personally, I should say me, not we. I'm just trying to figure out how to keep everything juggled and balanced. And, I've been releasing 2 podcast episodes a week. But with all of the traveling and kind of everything I've been doing lately, it's been tough to get scheduled with other guests and kind of get them scheduled. So I may drop down to once a week format for a little while and just do an interview style. But I'd love to hear your feedback on the podcast. So feel free to, text me or email me, thefinanciallyfreeinvestor@gmail.com. Love to hear your feedback, with these solo episodes or, with the interview style. And if, there's anything in particular you want to learn. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm Jordy Clark signing off.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Financially Free Investor. If you found value in this episode or know someone who would find value in this information, please share with them, subscribe, and send us a review.